This is day 1, story 1 of Spanish 1. So the bell just rang, you took attendance, you put your students in groups using Class Dojo, you did the aplausos, each group got a mini maestro, you did the rutina, they moved back to their original seats wherever you have them or wherever they want to sit, up to you. And now we're going to start with our first story. I explained the teacher reads the words in black and the students are going to read the words in red. So it sounds like this. We, and then I'm going to gesture to all my students so that they know it's their turn. And I'm going to read with them just to keep the momentum going. We all gesture when the teacher gestures. And I explained, for some of our words, we have movements that help us remember the words better. Class is going to be so much easier if you do the movement because it's going to stick in your brain. Rule number 2, every time the teacher says a sentence, we react like it is the most interesting thing we have ever heard by saying, "Oh, vamos a practicar." Oh. And you're going to stay on this slide until you have 99% of your students bought in and saying, "Oh, I don't hear everybody. Let's try again. Oh." Whenever I say clase, we respond by saying, "Sí, vamos a practicar." And again, you're going to stay on this slide until everybody is saying, clase, sí, clase, sí. Whenever I call on you, we try our best to respond in Spanish. And I explain to them, I don't need you to say everything perfectly. I don't need you to know all the answers. But what I do need you to do is to at least attempt to answer every question in Spanish. And I'm going to help you out. And rule number 5, we all read this one together. We all listen intently to understand. And I explain that this means that even when I'm not calling on you specifically, you're still listening because the best way to learn Spanish, the easiest way, is to hear the words over and over and over and over again. So even if I'm talking to Jimmy, you're still listening so that you know what the correct answer is. And so when I call on you 3 turns later, you already know how to answer. So for the start of our story, we do need another mini maestro. So I ask, ¿Quién quiere ser el mini maestro hoy? And usually I have volunteers. And if you don't have any, you just get to pick somebody at random. But usually I have a list of students who are dying to be mini maestro because the mini maestro gets to help make decisions in the story. And they get to hold the timer and they get to keep track of time. There's always somebody who wants to do that. And these are the slides that your students are going to see. And then in front of you, you should have these notes printed out to help guide you with your questioning. So you're going to read, "Hay un chico." And as you read I, you're going to act out the word I. So it sounds like this. "Hay un chico." Then you're going to gesture to your students. Oh. You might have to do it a couple of times because this is their first time ever doing it. "Hay un chico." Oh. And then I say, clase. And I go, sí, por favor, repitan, I. And I make them do the I with their hands. And I explain, I significa there is. That's why you are presenting something because there is something there. I, repitan, I. Clase, sí. ¿Qué significa I in inglés? And hopefully they say there is. If not, you help them out. There is. Clase, sí. ¿Qué significa I in inglés? And this whole time when you're saying I, you're wanting them to model and say, I, and do the gesture. I, there is. And I remind them, every time you say the word I, you're going to do the gestures. Vamos a practicar. I. So for the following questions, you can either ask them in order or you can start mixing and matching. So I might say, clase, sí, ¿qué significa I in inglés? And hopefully they all respond, there is. Then I can start calling on specific students. Madeline, ¿qué significa I in inglés? There is. Carlos, ¿qué significa I in inglés? There is. Jonathan, ¿qué significa I in inglés? There is. Paula, ¿qué significa I in inglés? There is. Alexis, ¿qué significa I in inglés? There is. Clase, sí. ¿Qué significa I in inglés? There is. Mateo, ¿qué significa I in inglés? There is. Pablo, ¿qué significa I in inglés? There is. Clase, ¿qué significa I in inglés? There is. So yes, you're saying it a lot. You can go down your cuadritos grading and just go student by student, but you want everybody to get a chance to say the word, hear the word, lots of repetition. It sounds like a lot for us, but the students really do need to hear it that many times. We already know I means there is. That's super easy, but for them, they're learning it for the very first time. Then I can add in another question. Clase, sí, ¿cómo se dice there is in español? And hopefully they respond by saying, I, and if not, help them out. Mini Maestro's timer just went off. So even though I'm mid-sentence, I stop exactly what I'm doing and we all do one of our descansitos. Sometimes it takes 2 minutes, sometimes it takes 5 minutes. Then we regroup and then we continue asking questions, circling. Clase, sí. ¿Cómo se dice there is in español? I. Jennifer, ¿cómo se dice there is en español? I. John, ¿cómo se dice there is en español? I. Benjamin, ¿cómo se dice there is en español? I. Andrew, ¿cómo se dice there is en español? I. Clase, sí. ¿Cómo se dice there is en español? I. And now I can start mixing and matching. Alicia, ¿qué significa I en inglés? There is. Haley, ¿cómo se dice I en inglés? There is. Adrián, ¿qué significa I en inglés? There is. Juan, ¿cómo se dice I en español? ¿Cómo se dice I? ¿Cómo se dice there is en español? I. You're still seeing the same slide on their screen. Clase, sí. ¿Hay un chico o un elefante? Un chico. Clase, sí. ¿Hay un chico o un gato? Un chico. Clase, sí. ¿Hay un chico o un conejo? Un chico. They don't need to know what all those other words mean. All they're doing is picking up the word el chico. Now I can start asking specific students. Jennifer, ¿hay un chico or un elefante? Un chico. And if they can say hay un chico, even better. But saying un chico is also sufficient. Andrew, ¿hay un chico or un elefante? Un chico. Luis, ¿hay un chico o un perro? Un chico. Clase, sí. ¿Hay un chico o un pájaro? Un chico. Now we're gonna start adding in chico versus chica so they can start understanding chico means boy. Clase, si hay un chico o una chica. And here I might have to model. Yo soy una chica. Mateo es un chico. Alexis es una chica. Juan es un chico. Madeline es una chica. Clase, si hay un chico or una chica. Un chico. And again, now I can call on specific students. Jennifer, ¿hay un chico o una chica? Hay un chico. Adrián, ¿hay un chico o una chica? Hay un chico. Eric, ¿hay un chico o una chica? Hay un chico. Clase, sí, hay un chico o una chica. Hay un chico. And I can even sprinkle in old questions. Clase, sí, hay un chico o hay un pájaro. Hay un chico. Andrés, ¿hay un chico o hay un elefante? Hay un chico. Madison, ¿hay un chico o hay una chica? Hay un chico. Now you can start turning it into asking them. So I might say, clase, si Carmen es un chico o una chica? Una chica. Clase, si Brad es un chico o una chica? Un chico. Now I can call on specific students. Jimmy, ¿tú eres un chico o una chica? Caroline, ¿tú eres un chico o una chica? Clase, sí, hay un chico o una chica? Hay un chico. So you're just circling through those questions, lots and lots and lots of repetitions, making sure every single student gets called on at least once. They don't have to answer all 10 questions, but you want everybody to have had a chance to answer chico or chica, chico elefante. You want everybody to have a chance to say the word chico so that it sticks. Now we're gonna add on. Clase, si, que hay. We want them to say un chico. And again, you can call on specific students. Haley, ¿qué hay? Hay un chico. Jennifer, ¿qué hay? Hay un chico. Andrés, ¿qué hay? Hay un chico. So now students are going to see this slide. El chico se llama blank. So I'm going to say, el chico se llama blank. ¿Cómo se llama el chico? Necesito ideas de la clase. And I'm going to call on students to share a name. And as they share names, I'm going to write them on the board. So I could say, Alexis, necesito un nombre de un chico. John. So voy a escribir John on the whiteboard. Caroline, necesito otra idea. She tells me Adam. I write Adam. I call on 3 more students. Ricky, necesito otra idea. And I write down his suggestion. Andrew, otra idea. And I write down. So now I have a list of names on the board. And I say, no, el chico es una persona famosa. And now I'm going to call on people to share names of famous people, and usually they want to give name suggestions. John, dime un nombre. Bad Bunny, so escribo Bad Bunny. Alicia, otra idea. She tells me LeBron James. So I write down LeBron James. So you're calling on until you kind of get enough names to generate a list from. And now I say, ahora vamos a votar. ¿Quién quiere que el chico se llame whatever option number 1 is, Bad Bunny. And I raise my hand and I count all the students that are raising their hand and I put a tally mark on the board. Okay, there's 3 students who want Bad Bunny. ¿Quién quiere que el chico se llame LeBron James? And then there's 13 hands go up, so I tally up 13. ¿Quién quiere que el chico se llame? And whatever option number 3 is, so I tally them all up. Let's say LeBron James is the most popular name, but I say, al final, la decisión es del mini maestro. So whoever the mini maestro is with the timer that day, they get to decide what our main character's name is. So I ask them, ¿Cómo se llama el chico? And they can either pick the most popular name, LeBron James, or they can pick their favorite name. Maybe they're a big Bad Bunny fan, so they choose Bad Bunny. They pick whatever name it is. And that is the name of our character for the rest of the story. Once the story is about LeBron James, we can't go back and change it the next day. Our story is always about LeBron James. So that means that first period might be writing about LeBron James. Second period might be writing about Gordon Ramsay. Third period might be writing about Adam Sandler, and that's okay. So now I'm gonna call on my students, and we're gonna circle with what their name is. So I'm gonna say, clase, si, el chico se llama LeBron James or Jonathan. LeBron James. Clase, si, el chico se llama LeBron James or Jimmy. LeBron James. Clase, si, el chico se llama LeBron James or Bad Bunny. LeBron James. Mini Maestro's timer just went off. So even though I'm mid-sentence, I stop exactly what I'm doing and we all do one of our descansitos. Carlos, el chico se llama LeBron James or Carlos? LeBron James. Jennifer, el chico se llama Bad Bunny or LeBron James? LeBron James. Madison, el chico se llama Steph Curry or LeBron James? LeBron James. Clase, si, ¿cómo se llama el chico? LeBron James. Andrew, ¿cómo se llama el chico? LeBron James. Caroline, ¿cómo se llama el chico? LeBron James. Mateo, ¿cómo se llama el chico? LeBron James. Haley, el chico se llama LeBron James or Bad Bunny? LeBron James. Now I'm going to start asking them about themselves. I'm calling on specific students. So I might say, Alexis, ¿cómo te llamas? Me llamo Señora Hansen. ¿Cómo te llamas? And you might have to help them. Here I like to write out me llamo on the board because it's the first time they're hearing it outside of our rutina. So, me llamo Alexis. Adrián, ¿cómo te llamas? Me llamo Adrián. Jonathan, ¿cómo te llamas? Me llamo Jonathan. Jennifer, ¿cómo te llamas? Me llamo Jennifer. And now I can ask all of the questions we've learned that day. Clase, si, ¿cómo se llama el chico? El chico se llama LeBron James. Clase, si, ¿qué hay? Hay un chico. Clase, si, ¿qué significa hay en inglés? There is. I can also call on specific students. John, ¿cómo se llama el chico? El chico se llama LeBron James. Caroline, ¿tú eres un chico o una chica? Una chica. Clase, sí, LeBron James es un chico o una chica. Un chico. Clase, sí, ¿cómo se dice there is en español? Hay. Por favor, Mateo, ¿cómo te llamas? Me llamo Mateo. And all while I'm asking this, I'm going through my cuadritos handout and checking off who's able to answer, putting question marks for some students that were stuck. That way I know tomorrow I can go and review with them a little bit more to help set them up for success. So now it's the end of class. This is the slide that students are going to see. And so we do what we call describe la historia. So that's where you call on students to describe as much of the story in Spanish as they can. If you want to, you can give them time to partner up and practice. Okay, today we learned 2 sentences of our story. Partner up, practice those 2 sentences with our story. And you're walking around, helping, listening. Hopefully they're saying, hay un chico, el chico se llama LeBron James. Then for my class closure, I can call on students to share the 2 sentences in our story. Por favor, Alexis. Hay un chico, el chico se llama LeBron James. John. Hay un chico, el chico se llama LeBron James. Caroline. Hay un chico, el chico se llama LeBron James. Christopher. Hay un chico, el chico se llama LeBron James. It's day 2. You just took attendance, you did class dojo, you did los aplausos, you did la rutina, and the students move back to their original seats. We always start our story reviewing the rules. So we're gonna start again. I read the black, they read the red. We all gesture when the teacher gestures. And yesterday we learned the word I, and that has a gesture. So this is what I'm gonna review I with them. So I say, por favor, repitan, I, and I expect them all to go, I. I'm gonna keep doing that until I get participation from everybody. I, clase, sí. ¿Qué significa I in inglés? There is. Then I move on to the next rule. Every time the teacher says a sentence, we react like it is the most interesting thing we have ever heard by saying, oh. And we're gonna practice again. Oh. Same thing with whenever I say clase, you say sí. Whenever I call on you, you answer in Spanish. We all listen intently to understand. So before adding on to our story, we're going to review what we learned yesterday. You'll have a slide where you've typed up each class's story. And we give you some reading suggestions in your teacher notes. So at the beginning of the year, one of my favorites is the teacher reads the Spanish, the students do the English, that way they're hearing it. But throughout the year, my absolute favorite is one student's A, one student's B. For that, I usually walk around and I say 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Decide who's A, who's B. Who's A, raise your hand. Who's B, raise your hand. And then they'll take turns reading volleyball style. So student A says, hay un chico. Student B says, there is a boy. Student A says, el chico se llama LeBron James. Student B says, the boy's name is LeBron James. Okay, switch. Student B, you're reading the Spanish. Student A, you're translating to English. Hay un chico. There is a boy. El chico se llama LeBron James. The boy's name is LeBron James. Then you're going to continue with the next sentence of the story. Whatever your character's name is, tiene blank años. And you're going to have them gesture tiene. You're going to ask them about tiene. And you have all of those teacher notes. And then you can still recycle que hay, como se llama. Even though it's day 2, we still want to review questions from day 1. So it just keeps building and adding, building and adding, building and adding. Hope this helps.